So, welcome to another new episode of Amazon product videos in which we demonstrate the functionality, features, know-hows, and troubleshooting guide so you can make educated purchase decisions. In today's new episode, we're going to do an unbox of this new products, alcohol dispensers. So when you put your hands and without even having to touch it, it will actually eject vapor of alcohol to clean hands, keys, and anything small. And it's very, very light. So let's find out and unbox it. Okay, so this is the alcohol mister package. White color. I like the white color of this. Very simple. Nice feeling about it too. So hand filling. I mean, it's nothing too complicated. Information is about right. And let's open it up. Okay, so there's a box right there. Okay, so let's just put the box away. And this is the sprayer or dispenser. And here's a booklet about instructions. So inside the box, you will find 3 different pieces plus the instructions. They call that induction sterilizer, intelligent on the manuals here. The manual has, I believe, the English and the Chinese version on it, but I think you can read the English no problem right here. So instructions actually is very clear. It does have the wording side. The first I see about a dedicated professional user manual is that doesn't have the wordings, messages, and on the manuals. This one does. Okay, that's good. So let's put away the instructions. And you got a USB charge cable. And this is, they call it the sponge stick. Sponge stick. Okay? So it looks like a cigarette, but it's not. It's a sponge stick. So, and this whole thing, it's very, very light. And it's very small. And my hand is about like 6 inches. I mean, 5 inches, right? I don't know if it's a monster. 6 inches probably be a monster. So, okay, so this overall, this is about 3 1/4 lengths and almost 2 3/4 in depth and 3 inch in height. So it's a very, very compact, small. You can call it a small. You can call it a mini dispensers. So the left and right circles are just sensors, okay? So when you actually sense it within the range, the lights will turn blue, okay? Momentarily. And this one here, in the center, that's called atomizers. So it actually turned the alcohol into a mist. Very, very fine mist. That's in the middle of that. So the first order of business is to check, see if any signs of scratches, broken windows on the sensor, or dirt, or whatever. You can find, maybe blobs, something that on the atomizers, because that actually can stop the functionality of this mister, because it will not turn alcohol into a mist, right? So just look for any signs of fatigue, damages, whatever, on the window sensors, on the sensor windows, or on the atomizers. If nothing wrong, suspicious. Okay, so the second order of business is to unscrew the reservoir tank. So do not pull this way. So you need to just slowly unscrew this. It will come off. All right. So it's very easy to unscrew this reservoir tank. It's barely a turn. It's barely a quarter turn. Okay, let's just put that way. It's barely a quarter turn, so just be careful that, okay, when you unscrew that, it will just gonna fall off right away. Okay, so that's the reservoir tank. It's about 100 milliliters, and turning to the fluid ounces, that will be 3.4 fluid ounces. Okay, that's enough actually for days to come of dispensing the alcohol. This is the sponge stick. Okay, and this is I call it a siphon tube. So it basically, how to work is that you fill this reservoir tank with the alcohol. Hopefully it's going to be highly pure alcohol, 70 to 90%. That's fine. Either isopropyl or ethanol alcohol it's going to work. How it works is that when you fill this reservoir of alcohol and you put this back by just screw them back the tank. And just if you're using it for the first time, let this sponge stick soak the alcohol so it gradually siphon all these liquid into this sponge stick and then all the way coming up to the atomizers. Just let it sit for about a few minutes once it's done, but of course you have to recharge it. I mean, when you just unbox it, it's not enough batteries, so you have to recharge the battery. So use this cable. There was no adapter. Go with this box. Okay, so just find any smartphone chargers and plug this. This is USB-C, Type C, and goes directly to the charging port on the misters. So charge that and have it sit a while, fill with the reservoir, and then just turn it on, and that's it. So the third order of business is that this is actually a replacement sponge stick. It will replace the one that, like what I said before, the original sponge stick, you can use that. It's lasts very, very long. Okay, if you use it properly, just fill that with alcohol, you probably have a very long life for the original first sponge stick. But just in case you mess around with the reservoir and you fill with some saying that this very thick liquid additive oils, these will actually damage the atomizers. So guys, don't fill the reservoir tank with additive, with very thick viscous liquids, gel, no diffuser oil, no additive. Okay, just alcohol, ethanol, or isopropyl alcohol, and that should do it. But in case you does mess around with different ingredients and you want to replace the sponge stick, and that's why we have a replacement sponge stick for you. If you're not using it, if you just using it for the first time, I would suggest you put in the boxes. Use a little tiny plastic bag, because I don't want this replacement sponge stick to be polluted with particles or anything else. Don't smoke that. This is not a cigarette butt, okay? So teach your husband, your hubbies that this is not a cigarette, and this is actually sponge stick. All right, put it away. Put it in the plastic bag, and when times come, you are going to use that. You're going to need that. Okay, so we have the USB charging cables. It's very easy to use, and we have the USB port, and it's right there, and we have the instruction manuals. So that will pretty much, this is the weight. We just mentioned about the dimensions, right? And the weight of this thing is only about 4.8 ounces. It's very lightweighted, and the size of that is small, even smaller than my hand. So you can fit that into anywhere you want to carry it, in your pocket. And I would actually suggest the best way to use this is in the cup holders in the cars. This thing, because it's small footprint, right? So it will sit right in the cup holders, regardless of what kind of car you have. I have a Subaru, so it fit into the Subaru very well. I have a Jeep, it fit into my Jeep cup holder very well too. So folks, and this is a very small size. And one thing I do have mentioned that is they have a gasket right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's on this side of the gasket. So what it does is that when you screw in the reservoir tank, right, it will not be hermetic. This is actually very important. It's not going to be hermetic. So if you go upside down and you have the reservoir filled with the alcohol, guess what? You're probably going to have some leak too. So don't do that. Always keep it in this upright position and put it in. Use that, and because this always go up, so you have to use it in the upright position too. Okay, so that's pretty much about the Unbox